International Conference on Arts and Humanities.
All right, good. Welcome. Let's start the session now on culture, religion, and ethnic studies. We have four very different papers coming from different regions. We're going to raise in this session the question of culture, of a cultural philosophy. Why does philosophy in our time take a turn towards culture? Why has culture now become one of the primary objects of philosophy, of religious studies, of literary studies, of linguistics as well? I'm going to try and say a few words, I think, as a frame for this session. And then we have four papers. Just to give you a sense of the geographical spread and the cultural diversity, we will be hearing some about Buddhist culture in the Far East, from Korea. We have a paper on globalization is a crucial issue in that paper, as well as in another paper, the one that is on Islam, global Islam, and especially in Turkey. And of course, the other pole from globalization is the local. We have to try to think locally as well as globally. We'll enter into Javanese culture and also into iconology, interdisciplinary study, combining philosophical reflections with art, with the analysis of material artifacts as well. Now, what I want to suggest as a general framework for this session on cultural and comparative philosophy and religion is that universalism has once again become a crucial issue in our times. For a few decades, since about the 1960s, universalism has gone out of fashion. It was an imposition from the West. Philosophy in the Western tradition was all about thinking universally, and that seemed to do violence to the specific particular traditions, to local knowledge. And there were all of the currents in cultural studies to try to break away from that pressure of the universal, to valorize what was individual, and to refuse the possibility of any sort of universal synthesis in philosophy. I don't think that we want to forget those decades, but neither do we want to forget about the universal and its claim upon all of us. But we have to learn to think universality differently today, after the convulsions of postmodern philosophy, the fragmentation into various sectarianisms, religions, cultures, genders, all become divisive, and there's no way to bring them together into any kind of a universal culture. That is part of our task, as I understand it today, in philosophy and in the humanities generally. But I wanted to propose a new approach to universality, which is no longer the universalism of the concept, of the universal Hegelian concept, which is based on exclusion. A is not A. This is the basic principle of conceptual thinking. You have to be able to categorize